This isn't exactly how I wanted to greet you guys today, however, I think it's about time that you got to see my face. And, like, this is a video where I want to get really personal with you guys. So I guess starting off, I should say, is that this video is kind of unscripted. It is unscripted. I got my little list of things I wanted to talk about. But, like, I'm really frustrated this week. So I've been keeping track of Stormgate. I'm sure if you saw my video recently, you might know a bit about how I feel about that kind of thing. But the more I look into Stormgate, the more that I see that it looks like it's gonna play out exactly like StarCraft 2 all over again. And now, if you haven't played StarCraft 2, it is not a game that I enjoy very much. And, like, the reason for that is kind of, it has to do with, I don't know, the gameplay, the way that the game is oriented is just not something that I enjoy at all. Like, I've been playing through the team games for StarCraft 2 recently, and I have to tell you, the team games in StarCraft 2 are probably the most miserable gaming experience. It is probably the most miserable gaming experience I've ever had in my entire life. And like I've forced myself to play through Black Ops 2 before the update where they fixed all of the like with all the hackers. Like back when Black Ops 2 was just completely full of hackers, I still played it all the time, and that was really miserable because hackers would typically just ruin everything for everybody. But you could still find like moments of fun in the game. And with StarCraft 2, there's just no fun to be found at all. I just really do not like it at all. And so I'm kind of panicking on the inside because Stormgate, it looks like it's going to repeat the same crap that has been repeating, or it's going to repeat the same crap that I've suffered for 10 years through, like, all over again, and I don't want to do that. But then I was talking with my dad about other things, and I've kind of noticed a pattern recently, and maybe this pattern isn't exactly unique, I guess you could say. But, like, I'm getting really tired of the soullessness in everything. So if you've been a part of my channel for a really long time, like before I started doing all of the Fumo videos and everything, I was doing like concept art for like some stories that I had inside my head. There was the first one was The Last Morhanite, and I made a bunch of concept art for that. I even made some like concept videos too, concept animations, I guess. And then later I decided that the breadth of that story was just too big for what I could do, and so I guess I started a new story, and I call it the Necromancer's Apprentice. And actually, just let me grab it really fast. Okay, so I'm back. So I'm currently writing it as a book inside of here. I got this at a place in Salt Lake City called the Tabula Rasa. It's like a fountain pen and stationery place, but like, yeah, so this is the first page for it. But so yeah, I'm working on that, but like, it's like like when you look at entertainment, it's like nobody's doing anything new. And I guess I shouldn't say like everything has to be new, because frankly that's not really possible. It's really difficult to create something that is actually unique. But like, I guess I don't really hear too much about like TV shows nowadays. But when I do, it's usually because it's super bad. Like what's the new Star Wars show? It's what is it, Acolyte? I think I've been hearing that really not great things about it, and I don't know. And I see like all these indie shows that are coming out all the time, and it's like it drives me crazy because it's like when I was a kid, right? Everybody on YouTube, they always talk about, oh, censorship is bad. Censorship is bad. The artist should be able to do their vision as it was intended from the start, right? But it's like nowadays, there's basically no censorship at all. Like really, with YouTube, I guess most censorship comes to like what is spoken. But like, you see like all these indie shows on YouTube, and it's like, it's the same like mean-spirited crap all the time. I don't know, like, I guess I can't really think of a good example, but a lot of it is like, oh, why don't we make South Park? We'll have the raunchiness of South Park, but like with demons. Wouldn't that be great? And I guess maybe I'm kind of singling out Has Been Hotel, but it's like, is this really what people want to see? Like people complain all the time on TV that oh, everything, oh, all the adult cartoons on TV are the same. But then it's like the people who actually have the ability to make something that is different from that, they end up creating basically the same thing but worse. And I find it really really disappointing and irritating. And I don't know. With my channel, I've always been one of the goals of my channel has always been to be sort of inspirational, I guess. Because like, I got a little Yomu with me here, but like, my Fumo videos are pretty low tech stuff, right? They kind of wiggle a little bit when they're talking, and then they walk around. They might have something taped to their hand. And like, I seem to do a pretty good job, right? And like, it was my hope that because of how low tech that with how low tech my videos are, that it would help be more, I guess, inspirational to other people, that they might see that they can do something too. And it kind of goes back, and I got another thing here. Like, if you were to ask me like what is my inspiration for what I do, it's probably He-Man, right? You've probably seen this collection in a bunch of my videos, and a lot of people like to dismiss He-Man as just being like a cartoon, a commercial to sell toys, right? But really, I disagree, because like if you actually watch the show is actually, it's really cheesy, and it takes them out. Like if you're not used to that kind of like cheesiness, then it might take a while to really appreciate how good this show is. And like the low tech nature of my channel is kind of based on this, because like you'll notice that they do like to reuse a lot of assets from different videos or from different episodes. Excuse me. And like they do reuse a lot of like certain animated sequences over and over again, but it's like, it's not that they're being lazy, because like friggin' hand-drawn animation, which is what this was made with, this is really it's really difficult, so I don't blame them for reusing assets, and I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that. It's like a tool or a building block, right? And it's about what you do with it. And I guess on the topic of blocks, I think Minecraft is kind of a great example of this soullessness that I'm talking about. But like if you look up Minecraft on YouTube, right, or maybe you watch a lot of Minecraft content already, I turned off my YouTube search history, which has the effect of deactivating your recommended section. Like I'll show you here. Look on my I got this screen, right? Like, it's in Korean, but it says watch history has been suspended. And I guess for some reason, YouTube decided that they're not even going to try for people who do that. And so I may be somewhat out of the loop on certain things. But like, for the last couple of years now, it's like Minecraft. Like, everybody does the same crap in Minecraft all the time. It's like, oh, I did this for 100 days in Minecraft. What happened? Did some random channel, or excuse me, some random challenge that is kind of meaningless. And I've seen other videos too, like, oh, I built this in Minecraft, and it's like, that's cool, buddy. That's neat. But the thing is, right? Like, I'm gonna pull Yomu back here. I want you to tell me what this is. Like, what is its nature? Right? It's a toy. Now, what does that entail? So a toy is really like a vessel, okay? And this is, I'm gonna change the definition. So it's not just a toy, it's a body, okay? And what does a body have inside of it? This might be kind of an odd question because, I don't know, I guess we don't really think about things too abstractly anymore. But a body, a living body, like what inhabits this thing that you were looking at, this animus, this animated corpse, if we're going to be really crude about it, the thing that inhabits this thing that you see, there is a soul in here, right? And, like, when it comes to creation, basically what you do, so somebody created this body, right? And now, whoever owns it, or like Yomu, who I own this little Yomu version 1.5 Fumo, I have given this toy, this body, a soul. And, like, granted, I haven't really shown Yomu off too much in my videos. I want to make a video about, or like, centered on Yuyuko and Yomu, but the thing is that, like, I'm having a lot of trouble with, I'm having trouble coming up with ideas. And, like, I really don't want to make videos that are, like, the last video was, like, 7 minutes long. I really don't like making videos that long, because it's really taxing, if I'm being honest. I like to keep my videos more around, like, the 3 to 4 minute range. But trying to come up with a concept like that is kind of difficult. And so, I haven't really had any ideas. I've had, like, a couple ideas. I guess separate from little Yomo here. No, I'll be right back. So I've had another idea for a Fumo movie, and it's going to involve Raymond here. And basically what the plot of this movie is, it's, you can sort of imagine it like, what is it? What's the book called? Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's what it is. But, so it takes that concept of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but it asks the question of, like, what if this serum that Dr. Jekyll takes in order to separate his good side from his evil side, what if the serum actually didn't work? It was a complete placebo the whole time, right? And so in my movie, it takes place in the 80s, and, like, during the, what's it called? The Satanic Panic, right? And Raymond here, he's going to be a priest of some church, right? And what happens is that, so he's really big into the Satanic Panic thing. He's warning his congregation all about, like, demonic influence and all that, right? But what happens is that some of the kids in the congregation who are, I guess they're not as fazed by his rhetoric about demons and stuff, they decide to pull a prank on him. And, like, they get robes and stuff, and they decide to try and do some kind of, they make it look like there's some kind of satanic cult, and so they break into his house one night. They do some kind of fake ritual, and they force him to drink what they call the water of death, right? Like, I don't know if we're getting into theological concepts. The water of life is or as I've been told, it is another name for Jesus, right? So the water of life and then you have the water of death. So they forced him to drink the water of death. But it turns out that the water of death was just a bit of vinegar. Like, they just forced him to drink some vinegar. And then, like, they just leave him, and, like, that's the end of the prank. But the thing is that the priest, he actually believes that the whole thing is real. And, like, the rest of the movie plays out that, he's trying to battle his inner demons, but he thinks he's possessed, and so he goes on to commit a bunch of, like, murders and stuff. You know, like, evil actions. Because of what he believes. And that's kind of like what the whole movie is about, is like the power of belief. But then in the end he learns that it turns out it was a whole prank. It was just a prank, bro. And so that's it. That was my idea. Anyway, back to what I was talking about, like the body with a soul. I think that's really what's been happening with a lot of, like, creative projects that I've noticed, is that they'll create the body, or, like, I don't know, like, let's talk about the Star Wars Acolyte show, right? They've created this thing, this indefinite mass, and they've tied the name of Star Wars to it. But the thing is that they didn't give it a proper soul. There's no soul to it. It is more or less like a zombie. And then, like, going back to Minecraft, like those videos about the people that's like, oh, I built this cool thing. It's like, that's great, man. But, like, what does it do? Right? Is it just, if it's just there to look cool, then, like, okay, but, like, Minecraft is, like, the most, move away. Like, Minecraft is, like, the most creatively, it's, like, the most free game you could possibly play, like, ever. But why is it that, like, nobody does anything with it, you know? Like, when I was a kid, we had, before I say that, like, everything, like, if Minecraft nowadays is basically all, like, random challenge, like, 100-day challenges, like, I did X in hardcore mode for 100 days. Or just random builds that people make. And I'm not intending to, like, diss them or anything, but, like, you know, when I was a kid, people actually used the game to do, like, skits and stuff. Nobody does, like, skits, or they make, like, stories or anything in their Minecraft worlds these days, you know? I guess you do see a lot of, like, really weird memes, but, like, you don't really see that anymore. Like, one of my favorite things to watch when I was a kid, I'm sure we all know about, like, the original Yogscast videos. I think those are actually a very good example, because, like, yeah, sure, it was a typical Let's Play, but they were able to sort of morph it into the story. They had the body, but they gave a whole new soul to it. And, like, you don't really see that kind of thing anymore, and I don't know why. I don't know, it's kind of weird when you think about it, right? Like, in today's day, like, everybody's all about their physical health and their mental health, right? Mental health is a big one nowadays. But what's the health of your soul? What color is how brilliant is your soul? And, like, if you'll humor me for a second, let me see if I can find it. Gotta pulling out my Bible here. I'm not intending to get, like, too religious here, but, like, I just want to share something that, like, I try to live by every day. So, got your good old Bible right here. Let me see. Let's open up to Genesis. It's like chapter 2. It's like one of the first pages of the whole Bible, and I think a lot of people need to hear this. It's where, so God creates Adam. Here we go. Okay, so I was wrong. It was the first chapter of Genesis, verse 26. So it says, "And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." Right? Do you see what's significant about that? It's like the first thing it says, "Let us make man in our image." So do you see like what's significant about that? It says, so God says, "Let us make man in our image." So it's like we are literally made in the image of a God. If you were to go to heaven up there right now, there will be a being, or as it suggests here, it says our image. It suggests plural. And like if you read the original Hebrew, Elohim, which is the word for God, is actually, it literally means gods. But anyway, there's a being in heaven whose power defies all natural explanation, and whose glory defies anything that man can possibly comprehend. Yet if you were to see his hand, it would have 5 fingers on it. There would be 5 fingers, each finger having 3 segments, the thumb having 2, with the palm, maybe creases, just like ours. And I think that's kind of an amazing thing, right? And like, if you live with that mindset that you are created in the image of a God, it really kind of helps, like, motivate you, I suppose. But then, like, going on to like where Adam and Eve eat the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Oh yeah, so chapter 3, they eat the fruit, and God basically evicts them out of the Garden of Eden, right? We all know this. I'm sure we all know the story. Here we go. Genesis chapter 3, verse 22. It says, "The Lord God said, Behold, the man has become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now, lest he put forth his hand, and take also of the tree of life, and eat, and live forever." So, when you read that, it kind of, I guess this might sound a little blasphemous. I don't really think so, but if you read the scripture, it suggests, like, even in our current state, which is our fallen state, which is our imperfect state, we are gods ourselves, right? And so, like, I'm sure you can start to see, like, where my frustration comes from. Because it's like, when you are literally a god, made in the image of a God who is omnipotent and all-powerful, it's like, why do we not, how come nobody wants to, I guess, exercise that power, that authority that we have, that God has given us? And, I don't know, it just drives me crazy. And it goes to, like, going back to He-Man. Like, He-Man says in every episode, like, I have the power. Right? And I try to live by that every day, too. It's like, and that's why I think I've been pretty successful in my endeavors so far. It's because, like, every time I do something, or I plan on doing something, I don't say, oh, it's too big, or I'm not capable enough. No, I know I can do it because He-Man has taught me that I can do it. And so now I encourage you guys, like, since, as I said earlier, that my intention was to inspire. I hope that I've perhaps inspired some of you this day. Like go out and be creative. And like, here's the thing about creativity, right? Creativity, a lot of people say, oh, I'm not creative. Like, I don't think that's true. It's like, creativity is a skill. And like, it's not something that I've always had. Like, it's something that I had to develop over time. Like I got it here. Here's a Bic .7 mechanical pencil. I want you to look at this pencil, and I want you to tell me what you see in it. Give this pencil a soul. And, I'll tell you what I see. There's a couple different things I could see with this pencil. This pencil, it could be a magic pencil. Like, let's say, like, whatever you write with it comes true. That's kind of a simple one. This pencil could be really important to somebody. It could be like a symbol of power and authority. Like, maybe there's some kind of post-apocalyptic scenario where, I don't know, nobody knows how to read or write anymore. But there's like where I guess there's still a few people who know how to read and write, and this power, that ability to read and write, is really, it's like, I guess, sacred. And some kind of incident arises around that. I guess it sounds kind of like a cheesy movie that you'd see, like maybe you'd see at school in like the 90s, early 2000s, about like, oh, reading is great, you know, something kind of like that. But like the point is that anything can have potential if you're just willing to look at it, and you're willing to give it a soul. And I think I've rambled on a bit now. I guess anyways, if you guys I guess I'd like to hear what you guys think, because I don't know, if there's anything that I've learned lately is that well, I guess a couple different things I've learned. But like I've learned more and more as time goes on that like I'm not like most people. And I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to, I guess, exist. Like I find it hard to exist in this world because like I can see such great potential in everything. They're like, I feel like I have the gift that I can see like the value in things where nobody else can. And so it's really frustrating to me that I can't, like nobody else can see it. And but at the same time I've also learned that I am somewhat ignorant to a lot of things. I suppose it's what they say about like knowledge and wisdom, right? They're not exactly the same, and they can be rather mutually exclusive at times. And so I guess I'll see you guys later. I hope I can come up with a regular video soon. And I guess I'll see you guys later.